The way to define really sunk costs is sunk costs are effectively, it's money that you keep putting into something and you're expecting a return, i.e. you're expecting more back, but actually that doesn't happen as expected, right? So think of it like a kitchen sink where your tap is just dripping and dripping and dripping and you can't get it to stop. That's ultimately what sunk costs are. So think of sunk costs as time, as money, as resources that you've put in and you can no longer recover back. It's gone. So it's sunk. And the challenge of sunk costs is a psychological issue, because ultimately what you're doing is you're throwing good money or resources or time after bad, right? You keep thinking in your head that if I just put more money in, if I put more time in, if I put more resources in, this is going to pay off. And ultimately it doesn't. So you just dig yourself a deeper and deeper and deeper hole. That tap keeps dripping. You've got to figure out a way to ultimately turn it off. So a really good example of the sunk cost fallacy is the car, right? So I went to the car showroom and I was sold a used car. I think I got a good price and it cost me $1,000, right? Which sounds wonderful. Bargain. 2 months in, the exhaust goes. That's going to cost me $500 to replace. So I spend that. Another few months later, the wheels need replacing, and that cost me another $500. A few months after that, unfortunately, the gearbox needs changing. That's $1,000. You add those up, plus what it originally cost you, and you got $1,000 plus $500 and $500. That's $2,000 plus. The car's ended up costing you $3,000. And by the way, there may well be more you have to incur just to keep the car going in the future. So who knows what the additional rest is. That's a really good example of sunk costs, right? You're pouring good money in just to keep something, you think psychologically, to keep something going, but ultimately it's just a fallacy. What you're better off doing in that situation is buying a new car and spending up front $5,000, say, and knowing that for the next few years you're unlikely to be spending anything on broken, whether it's engines or exhausts or repairs, because the car's new, it's much less likely to go wrong, and ultimately this cost is probably much more fixed. You're not going to have additional sunk costs that you have to put in, and therefore you're going to be much better off. Now, another real life example of mine, a really good friend of mine, I'm going to call him Jeff, started a business, and his paid up capital to start the business was $10,000 to get the business going.